Ladies and gentlemen, it's I DCSgaming, and today we are going to just show you some progress on the DCS mansion. So, I can't remember exactly, last time, as you remember correctly, we did not have a roof. Now, for those of you wondering, I was trying to get some unique lighting, so I started doing this. I'm not at all a fan of the... I'm a really big fan of the new lighting block, what is this called? Yeah, the sea lanterns. Quite a fan of them. I don't like what I did here though. With the middle changing, I do like the marble column, quartz column, the quartz column blocks, just like that. Quite a fan of it. I do like the sea lanterns. I kind of like it just because the texture's a lot smoother than glowstone. It provides a similar light. We still have the Iron Throne. Just a nice little Game of Thrones reference, I find. Yeah, so we're using a lot of quartz and sea lanterns, which will automatically make this building very expensive to build, and it is not something I would recommend the average individual to use. Yeah, so we use a lot of prismarine, or whatever it's called. It's like prismarine, yeah, dark prismarine. I'm actually a fan of the prismarine. I also do like the animated texture on, quite a fan. But yeah, I was trying to I was trying out new things. I'm not huge fan of. If I don't try something new, I'm always going to be stuck using oak and stone and andesite, which are my favorite blocks. Oak, stone, brick, and andesite will be most of my houses, along with this pattern of the glass changing through different colors, which I love. I love the idea of the glass just changing colors. The reason why these gold windows are here are everything in this house, like this top floor, is going to be dedicated to my skin. So there's going to be a lot of references, like the yellow glass is going to represent all the buttons I have. This is supposed to be a hat in the window, like the front. Let me just press F5. It's like the little front of my hat there, see? The little front part of my hat. It's supposed to represent that. Same thing over here with the windows. I don't remember whether or not I put... Ooh, sorry, a little X spike. I don't remember whether or not if I put these little stair bricks up. These little can't speak English apparently. These little brick stairs. I'm a little bit a fan of brick. A lot of people say it's an ugly block, but I like it. And I put these little stone slabs, little like caps on the side of the roof, making a nice pyramid formation. Yeah. I use a lot of wood and often plain colored blocks in my builds, but I often just make them appear intricate. I often do a lot of repeating patterns in my stuff. I'm still not a fan of this. I don't know how to make the floor in this library. I don't even know if I want to have a library in here, but I definitely something I should fix. I do like the windows though. The windows is something I'm pretty proud of. There's like window design. I'm quite proud of this. This took me hours to make that tiny little window design. I still did really nothing to over here. Oh, that's an idea I had for a while. It's just to make like a pillar of redstone lamps. That's all it is on the inside, is just redstone blocks. So if anyone were to attempt this, it'd be pretty expensive. Yeah, so this build is very quartz intensive. So if you were to attempt something like similar to what I'm building here, I would not recommend it unless you have a large amount of quartz. Unless you're in like a single player world. This is the only place I'd recommend it, but it would kind of defeat the purpose of making a super nice house if you're in a single player world. Because, you know, when you make a really nice house, you want like your friends to come on a server one day and explore and see how epic and richer and generally better at Minecraft than they are. How much better at Minecraft you are than them. That's the whole point of building a nice house, I find. Well, I'm gonna do a little building, which is what I should be doing a lot of, which you think that would be what I'd be doing. Oh, I'd only be doing this, but no, I usually just show you the finished product. Since I find that's a little more entertaining than watching me build. Plus, it takes less time to produce these if I just show the finished product. Less editing time, as it were. Yeah, I like this little pattern. I like all these, I like using stairs to allow light in, to give the effect of allowing light in. Because I often give these buildings a very open feel to them. Yeah, it's the same effect here, but with white. And I don't know if I like the white. That was the original design of using white. I was trying to use... Thing is, light gray... Is this light? Yeah, it's light gray. I don't know, it just looks really white. And that's what kind of weirded me out, is that this is technically light gray, but it just looks really white. But whatever. Very minor. This is the kitchen. Quite a fan of the... Again, as you can see, I'm doing the pattern thing. I'm really a big fan of patterns. That's kind of one of my favorite things to do, is just make patterns. Just to make really intricate patterns. Because I feel with the builder, when you're an architect of any way, shape, or form, you're constantly trying to trick the viewer by making something really unique and intricate. And now I have to toot my own... Sorry, I'm getting a... I know why. Hold on, let me just turn off video settings. It's a little better, yeah. A little better, not much, but... Yeah, I would define as a builder is that your mission is to make something very, not necessarily intricate, but a mix of intricacy, I guess complexity, uniqueness, and just aesthetically pleasing to the viewer. That should be your mission. You don't have to, your building does not necessarily be complex, but it should have a sense of practicality to it. A sense, and also a sense of realism, like, oh yeah, it makes sense that this building is just like, you notice I'm using a lot of these struts, and I do have a lot of supports in this building. There's a lot like these oak beams act as supports, and there is a lot of supports to this building. That's the point of the oak, is to represent these oak logs going up are supposed to represent supports to the building. And so I'm using a lot of like dark, like these often more plain materials that act as like a... Because to keep in mind, I am going for a... Oh, I'm going to show that last, that really non-suspicious white tarp last. But I also find, since this is a... Whatever you're building, you need to match the theme of... Oh, I don't know, it's only a temporary fix. That lag though. So, it really, what depends on what you build is very dependent on what your thing should be. For example, this is also be a mimic of a castle. So, in a castle has strong walls. It's supposed to be a stone. It's supposed to look intimidating. It's supposed to look intimidating as well. And I'm going to make the... Now, it's supposed to be practical, defendable. Now, this is not defendable whatsoever. You can tell by all these windows. But these towers, they're going to be strong and built. And that's the whole point of the stone, is to mimic the castle. To mimic the strength of a castle with these crenellations. I added these really nice crenellations ideas. It's very complex, and I repeated on both sides, and it took me a long time to. But it's supposed to like mimic the castle with its strong walls and its stonework. It's just like large focus on stone. Although it is not formidable or defendable, because this is a house. It's merely to mimic the idea of a castle. And it's really that idea of like copying, if you like using your style, is something you should just follow with anything. If you're building a sky city, everything should be a sky city is in the air, so odds are the buildings are going to be very open. Are going to be very open and airy. You're going to have a lot of light entering into them to follow the concept of being a sky city. If you're going to build a castle, it's going to often be more stone involved and probably darker with less windows, but more defendable. If you're making a true castle, not what I'm doing. And if you're making a home, it's dependent on the style as well. If you're making a modern home, there's going to be a lot of light entered. If you're making a Gothic church, for example, it's going to be a lot of light in there. If you're making a Romanesque church, it's going to be very... A Romanesque church, for the difference, for those of you who don't know, a Romanesque church is built like a fortress. Because they're using the Roman style without concrete of using arches, which put a lot more gravity. Which is like, if you build a arch with no supports on either side, with no buttresses and no support on either side, it's going to fall, because gravity it's going to push downwards harder. In a Gothic church, it's going to have less windows because the arch takes a lot of gravity itself. So you need to Since they're using regular stone, and stone weighs a lot, gravity wants to go down, so it's going to weigh a lot more than what the Romans did with cement. And since cement is lighter and stronger than stone, it will handle the weight fine. So they're a Romanesque church is going to end up looking like a fortress. Well, a Gothic church is going to look extraordinarily decorative and have a lot amount of windows and will not seem practical. And they also have peaked arches and a lot of windows. That's how you tell a Gothic from a Romanesque apart. So yeah, enough lessons about architecture. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff, it doesn't seem very practical to have all these holes in the walls, but I like them because they add a sense of depth and they just appear more intricate and interesting to the eye. Now we are going to move on to this section, and I bet you all of you are wondering, oh wow, that's a really heavy leg spike. Wondering, hey, DCS, what's behind that tarp? Well, I can't tell you. I cannot tell you. It's a totally non-suspicious tarp, that's all it is. There's nothing there. But I'd like to show you all I'd like to show all of you my different banners. Just different banner ideas. That's the first one I came up with, which is very plain. I like it. I'm also a fan of this one right here. But I have to say, I like this one and this one the most because I like the attachment of the yellow and the red spear and the kind of like and the black hourglass. I'm quite a fan of these two. I don't know which one I like more, but I think it's best is you guys. I think it's best is. I think I'm gonna go with the banner is for the banner is for the Team Torch server because I'm gonna have a banner that I'm going to place in all my pranks when I prank people and to signify my humble abode, and I'm using humble very loosely. It's gonna be a very intricate abode because that's what I love doing. So I'm probably gonna end up using this one. I just like to show you guys the different ideas I had for banners. Now I bet you're wondering what's behind this tarp. Well, it's only for Alex to find out. Eventually. Soon. Only Alex will know what's behind this tarp. Oh, that's just, if you're wondering, that's just, I got bored one day, so I built this weird little pyramid thing out of dirt and stone. But that's not important. Yeah, so it's a totally not suspicious tarp, smiley face. Behind here is for a hint of all of you. Alex probably knows what it is, since I've been hinting at it for quite some time. It is a prank for him. Behind this holds my entire master plan of villainy and evil. And it's going to play heavily of Alex being a vegetarian. Not saying vegetarians are bad, but I like making fun of him about it. So that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say on that matter. I hope all of you guys enjoy this very... There we go. There we go. So I have to say, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Tell me down below if you have any suggestions and additions to my build that you'd like to build, or would you like me to make more of this series? And also just tell me what other games you like to play, blah blah blah. All the things I talked about in the end of the One More Heroics, which is like, what do you guys want me to build? Just give me suggestions on what you guys think I should do. I'm always open to suggestions, because without them, I'll never be able to truly better myself. I'm just putting these banners everywhere. So anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day. It's DCSgaming signing out. And I will see you guys. Hold on. Let me just make this symmetrical. Hold on a second. I'm almost done. I'm gonna make this symmetrical. There we go. That ought to be interesting enough. It looks... Oh, I like how they can glitch into the ground. That's cool. I never knew that. Oh yeah, also this is well, where is it? I have my terracotta soldier out here. Terracotta soldier? What happened to him? I had this like armor stand with leather armor and a pumpkin head that was going to be like a terracotta soldier. Anyway, so hope you have a fantastic day. This is DCSgaming signing out. Tell me down in the comments below on what do you guys think of the series. What do you think of my building techniques? What else? Any other ideas you want me to build? That's about it. So hope you have a fantastic day. This is DCSgaming signing out, and I will see y'all in the next one.